Now, electromagnetic induction, lesson 11, mutual induction. To understand this, you must go back to my previous lessons, that is electromagnetic induction 9, where we learnt about self-inductance. Self-inductance means, then you come back here. Self-inductance means when there was a coil, it was carrying current. When the current was if the current from this side is anti-clockwise, this will behave as north pole. If this side is clockwise, will behave as south pole. So this will behave as a magnet. Its own magnetic lines of force passing through this. Own magnetic lines of its own magnetic lines of force are passing through this, means each turn is associated with a flux, and at the center B was equal to mu naught Ni over L, and your flux was equal to Ba cos theta, and your EMF was equal to minus d phi by dt. So when this current was either increasing or decreasing due to this change of flux which is associated with it, the coil was developing an EMF that was opposing this current. If it was increasing, it was opposing. If it was decreasing, it was also opposing the decrease. That property was called self-inductance, L of the coil. That was in the previous lesson, and self-inductance we had found out in previous lesson as L is equal to mu naught N square A over L, where N is the total number of turns, L was the length of the coil, A was the area of cross section. That we did in lesson 9. Now let us come back to now 11, EMI 11, it is mutual induction. Instead of one coil, we have now two coils. So it is a property of two coils. Due to this property, if strength, I will explain you, if strength of current changes means either increases or decreases. When you say increases, the moment you switch on, it increases. The moment you switch off, it decreases. Due to this, if the strength of current changes in one coil, it is opposed by a second coil developing an opposing EMF in the second coil. Now look at this diagram. This coil is the first coil. I have named it as coil P. This is another coil, the second coil. I have named it as S. You can say primary coil, secondary coil. I have named it P as S because while doing alternating current, we will be doing transformer. There will be two coils. Name of one will be primary and the name of the second will be secondary, right? This coil is not connected with any source of current or voltage. This coil is connected with a voltage source here. So the current starts. Now, the moment this key is switched on, there is a deflection in the second coil through this galvanometer. The moment you switch off this key, that is current decreases, then also there is a deflection in this galvanometer. So when current increases in the first coil, the second coil which is very close to it, this develops an EMF which opposes the growth of the current in the first coil when the key is switched on. Similarly, when this key K is switched off, current in this coil decreases. The second coil, which is very close to the first coil P, this also develops an EMF which opposes the decay of the current in the first coil. So it is between two, therefore it is called a mutual induction. So P and S are two coils. G is a galvanometer connected to the second coil S. Now when the when the key K is pressed, I increases in the coil P, and we know for a coil which is a solenoid, if the length is which is a solenoid, at the center your magnetic field due to the current I was, this is what we had derived in magnetic effects of current. Mu naught Ni, small n is number of turns per unit length, mu naught, n is the total number of turns, L is the length. In L length we have n number of turns, so unit length number of turns is n by L, this is written as small n. This is what we had derived in magnetic effects of current. So when this current is passing through the coil P at the center, this is the magnetic field, and each turn has an area. So the flux associated will be, flux is equal to BA cos theta, that is BA cos 0, that is equal to BA. How theta is 0 I have also explained to you in previous lessons. So since this is your coil, if this is your coil, current from this side, if it is anticlockwise north, this is south, so its own magnetic lines of force are passing through this. The area of the coil is like this, it is passing through this, so theta is equal to 0. So your flux is equal to B. For B I put this thing, mu naught n over L, I, and A is your area. So this is the flux. Now look, when this key is switched on, the current increases. If I increases, then this thing increases. Therefore flux increases. Therefore flux increases in coil P. Now the same flux is associated with the coil S also. Is associated with the coil S also. The same flux, this means the same lines of force are passing through the coil S also. So since S is very close to P, phi in coil S also increases. Means d phi by dt has a value. So I tell you once again, so this is the expression for phi in the coil P. When the key is switched on, I increases, so this thing increases, means phi increases. And these lines of force are also passing through the coil S, because S is very close to it, like this. They are passing through, all around it. They are passing through S. So the flux through S is also changing, that is increasing. So flux through S is also increasing. So phi increases in coil P first, and since S is very close to P, phi in coil S also increases. Therefore d phi by dt has a value, and minus d phi by dt is called the EMF. Since EMF is minus d phi by dt, an EMF is induced in the coil S. Now according to Lenz's law, this will be such. This EMF opposes the increase in current in coil P by flowing in a direction opposite to the cell current in P. Now, if current from this side in coil P is anti-clockwise, this is north, this side will be clockwise, will be south, then due to change of flux for the coil S, this side will be south and this side will be north. That is, the coil S will oppose this to this side. So by flowing in a direction opposite to the cell current in P. This is important. Now similarly, when the key is switched off, current starts decreasing in this. So the flux through the coil P decreases, and S is very close to P. All these lines of force are passing through S. So flux through S also decreases. Means d phi by dt has a value, means there is an opposing EMF. So When K is switched off, I in P decreases, phi in P also decreases. Therefore, phi in S also decreases because coil S is very close to P. Now, therefore, minus d phi by dt has a value, and this is nothing but an EMF. So, an EMF is induced in the second coil, okay, which implies a current is in the coil S to oppose the current in P by flowing in a direction of the cell current in P. So, by flowing in, right? So to summarize it in a nutshell, whenever S is very close to P, the flux associated with P is also associated with S, and your flux comes out to be mu naught N by L I A. If I changes, flux changes, and since flux changes, EMF, which is equal to minus d phi by dt, has a value. So whenever current increases here, the flux in P increases, therefore in S increases. So S produces an opposing EMF to reduce the current in P. Similarly, when the key is switched off, current decreases, so the flux in P decreases, so the flux in S decreases, so S produces an EMF to oppose the decrease of the current in P. So that is the basic principle of mutual induction, right? Now let us derive an expression for it. Now it is very simple. Now then it is simple. Now coefficient of mutual induction symbol is M. Let I is equal to current in the first coil P at any instant. And phi is the magnitude of the flux linked with the second coil S. It is found phi is proportional to I. Like we did in coefficient of self-induction for a single coil, phi was proportional to I. In this case also, phi is proportional to I. So phi is equal to some constant into I. So phi is equal to Mi. Now, why I am not writing L here? It is between two coils. The flux in one, the change of flux in one produces a change in flux in the other. So it is between two coils, so I am using the symbol M, where M is called coefficient of mutual induction, where M is called coefficient of mutual induction. And since EMF is equal to minus d phi by dt, so for phi I put here Mi. So M is taken common, M di by dt. So EMF is equal to minus M di by dt. So if this is unity, therefore your M minus sign comes here, M is equal to minus C. So what is the meaning? This is the technique used to defining something. So from here you can define coefficient of mutual induction is numerically equal to the EMF induced in the second coil due to unit rate change of current in the first coil. So the meaning is coefficient of mutual induction M of two coils, that is M, is equal to the EMF E. This negative sign only indicates it opposes. Is numerically equal to E induced in one coil, in this case the second coil S, when di by dt is unity in the other coil, that is first coil. So by putting di by dt is equal to 1, your M becomes minus C. Now this is the technique used for defining. So coefficient of mutual induction M between two coils M is equal to the EMF E induced in one coil, in the second coil S, when rate of change of current in the first coil is unity. That is how it is defined. And again, its unity is also Henry, the way self-inductance is measured, and M depends on size, shape, number of turns in the two coils, the geometry of the coils, distance between the two coils, orientation of the two coils. If the coils are nearer, M will be more. If they are far, less number of flux will be associated, so M will be less. And orientation of the two coils means whether If this is another coil and this is another coil, then it will be maximum. If this is one coil and there is a, and this is another coil, so this orientation will be minimum, this will be maximum. So it depends on the orientation of the two coils, means how you have kept one with respect to the other.